All right, so in this video, I'm going to talk about why you need to focus on muscle building and not cardio. So there are two type of calories that you're going to burn when you're on this fitness journey and you're trying to get lean. There are active calories, which are the calories you burn whenever you're doing cardiovascular exercise, walking the treadmill, riding a bike, doing any type of exercise, getting your steps in. Those burn active calories. So what that means is you're actively burning calories while you're doing those exercises. And then after you're finished doing those exercises, you stop burning calories. I see people make this mistake at the gym all the time. If you want a lean, aesthetic, athletic looking physique, you cannot do this. Do not do cardio before you start your muscle building routine. Do not do cardio before you start your lifting. Reason being is it's going to put your body in an active calorie burning state, not a residual calorie burning state. The more muscle you build, the more calories you will burn. When you lift weights, you're going to burn calories throughout the day. When you build more muscle, your body is going to burn more calories throughout the day. That's why you always want to do cardio if you do it after you finish doing your lifting routine. Like I always say, progressively overload, lift 5 times a week, hit every body part twice a week. And then if you want to be able to eat more food, you can do the treadmill 3 to 4 times a week for 20 to 25 minutes at 11.5 incline for 3.2 to 3.4 miles per hour. So the key to all of this is build more muscle. You want to build more muscle. The more muscle you build, the more fat you will burn, the more calories you will burn. If you just do cardio, what's going to happen is at the end of your journey, which will never end, you're going to have a flat looking physique. If you're really fat right now and you do cardio and you starve yourself and you don't eat, what you're going to do is you're going to go from being fat to skinny fat. You're going to lose a lot of weight. You're not going to lose a lot of body fat. Who wants to go from being fat to skinny fat? No one. I have people I talk to. I try to help them. I tell them what to do. They tell me why they're not going to do it, and that's why they're going to get what they're going to get. While you're on this journey and you start making significant changes and your body starts transforming, you're going to have so many people that's going to come up to you and ask you for advice, ask you for suggestions, ask you for what to do. And then they're going to question the answer that you gave them for the question that they gave you, or tell you why they can't do it, or why they're not going to do it, or why it's just frustrating. So what I do now is I go to the gym, I put my headphones in, I fist bump a few people, I mind my business, I get my workout done, I do what I got to do, and I leave. Now, steps are very important, at least for me, because I like to have a high activity level so I can eat more food. The more activity you have, the more food you can eat. If you live a sedentary lifestyle and you don't get many steps in order to be in a calorie deficit, you're only going to be able to eat whenever you get around 170, 175 pounds, 15% body fat. You're only going to be able to eat probably between 21 and 2,500 calories to be able to lose fat. I don't want to do that. That's why I keep my activity level high. I get between 20 to 25K steps a day, sometimes 30. I also work an electrician job. I work for myself. I'm outside in the heat, building electrical services, sweating, having to come home, change 3 times. I live a very active lifestyle. So by living an active lifestyle, it gives me the chance and the opportunity to eat more food. I like to eat. I don't eat trash. I don't eat junk. I don't eat takeout. I don't eat DoorDash. I don't eat trash. I don't restrict myself from anything, but I stay away from some things. I understand that if I go to McDonald's and I eat a meal that's going to be 1,500 calories, that's half my calories for the day gone already off one meal. I don't go to Starbucks and get the unicorn frappuccino or the chocolate chip crunch, whatever. That's 1,000 calories in itself. Most people start off their day with a frappuccino and a breakfast sandwich from a place, and that's 1,500 calories. And the thing about it is, you have to be in a 3,500 calorie deficit a week to lose 1 pound of body fat. You also only have to be in a 3,500 calorie a week surplus to gain a pound of fat. Think about how easy it is if you're eating 5,000 calories a day, which is not hard to do whenever you're eating junk, to gain a pound of fat a week. You're actually gaining like a pound and a half of fat a week. I don't want to do that. So what I do is I cook 90% of my food at home. The other 10% of the food is stuff like Quest chips, protein stuff, protein pancakes, supplements, dimetized powder, and shakes and stuff like that to supplement the food that I don't cook, but I meal prep for myself. I use 8812 ground beef because you can get 5 pounds of 8812 ground beef for the same price of 3 pounds of 93.7, and it only has 40 more calories. I get 93.7 lean ground turkey. I eat that with jasmine rice, sweet potatoes, potatoes. I cook 2, 3, 4 days of it at one time. I freeze the rest of it because it goes bad in the refrigerator. I also eat yogurts, Greek yogurt. I eat fruits, bananas. I like making my shake. I have a hack that's about 200 calories and it's very good. And it tastes like it comes from Smoothie King. You take some dimetized powder. You use a scoop of that. You use a serving of PB Fit powder. And you use a serving of unsweetened almond milk. You put that in a blender, you blend it together. You got a shake with about 30 grams of protein, and it's only about 200 calories. If you do it with strawberries, it's even less. So, like I said, you want to focus on building muscle. You don't want to focus on being a cardio king. Now, whenever you build your muscle and you have a lot of muscle mass and you have a very good V taper and you abbed out and you're looking really, really good, then you can do cardio because you've already built muscle and you can just tone your muscle up by doing cardio. But you can't do crazy cardio unless you want to be an Olympic runner. People think if you don't do hit cardio and all these things that you're not going to be healthy. That's bullshit because I don't do any of that and all of my markers are perfect. My heart's perfect. My blood pressure's perfect. Everything's perfect. My A1C is perfect. Everything that was disheveled before is perfect now. So my suggestion would be that you would focus on gaining as much muscle as you possibly can, staying in the gym, lifting heavy. Don't hurt yourself because if you hurt yourself, don't ego lift because if you ego lift and you hurt yourself and injure yourself, you're going to be out of the gym and you're not going to be able to progress at all and you're going to have to start back from square one. You're not trying to be a power lifter. You're not trying to be an Olympic lifter. You're trying to build an athletic, appealing, aesthetic physique. That's what everybody wants with the V taper. You want good muscle separation. You want your delts to pop. You want your shoulders to pop. You want your biceps to hit. You want your chest to poke out. You want your stomach to be flat. You want your chest to poke out further than your stomach. And if you go to the gym and you notice they have a lot of really big guys in there, but their belly stick out further than their chest does. If your belly sticks out further than your chest is, you're not in good shape. If you can't see your top four abs, you're not in good shape. If you can't walk more than a mile without being out of breath, you're not in good shape. So, like I said, focus on building muscle, eat high protein, 1 gram of protein per body weight. Carbs are not bad for you. Carbs are good for energy. Keep your fat down, 60, 70 grams a day. You need fats for your brain function and for your body function. And just be consistent and disciplined because consistency is going to get you there. Don't do this for an event. Don't do it for an activity. Don't do it for something that's coming up. Do it as a lifestyle. Change your mindset. Change your life. Peace.